Hey, hi everyone. This is Maha, your ALC Tech Share, and today we're going to be walking you through setting your goals. If you didn't do 2020 already, it's a good time to do it right now, so you have full information for 2021. I set mine, but then after the SIP, I went ahead and edited to be more logical because we lost like 2-3 months of business, and also we lost a lot of clients that they are afraid to buy any housing or they lost jobs. So I went ahead and made it more logic on based on when we really started in June, July, and the forecast for who would close this year, who would be under contract this year and close next year. You make your own judgment. So I want to emphasize it's very important to enter every lead that you think is going to close into opportunity, because it's taking is measuring, your goals are measured of what you have in your opportunities, whether it's cultivating, whether you have an appointment, maybe down the line. So it's basically based on your downline. And you wanna put everything you close from the beginning of the year. I'm gonna be doing something very quick, probably with Mark later on, how to enter the one that is being closed from the beginning of the year when you did not really start entering every opportunity or every closed transaction into Command. So for myself, we transferred from Silicon City to Santa Clara. We closed under Silicon City. I had an opportunity, but it was put under the Silicon City, so it does not count in my goals. I closed the deal, but it does not take it into effect because it takes the effect the market center you're in. So whether you transfer or not, you have to make sure that you've entered everything you closed this year into Command in order to have valid information. And that's going to be crucial to work onto goals year to date, months to date information going into the 2021. So there's no better time than doing this right now. Okay, so I am gonna start by sharing my screen. Just to let everyone know as well, best practice is please use incognito. Incognito is much better. Somehow Command acts much better and faster with incognito, not the Google one, the regular one. Can everybody see my screen? Okay, everybody's muted. Okay. All right, so there's two ways to go to setting your goals. Basically, it's following the MREA economic business module in regard your expenses, your cost of sales, and your projected income. So one way is to go through reports. This is an applet that they're working more and more on it, putting more stuff in it. And I would go to goals in here. And I do goal setting. And there is another way I'm going to show you as well. It's from your home screen. And you can see my goals here. And here is this another way to get in faster. And I got the same screen. So it's up to you which way you want to go. There's shortcuts from your dashboard, and there's the one-by-one step to go through the reports. So here's my goal setting. So myself, I already put 2020 a long time back. If you did not put anything in 2020, you're gonna get a small bar in here in blue, and it's saying, click here if you wanna set your 2020 goals, because it recognized the year you're in. I don't have that, and if anybody opens, I don't know, Brian, did you set your goals already in 2020? I'm gonna ask Brian just as a reference. Okay. Okay, so you probably have the same view that I have. Okay, so if you did not have any goals set before, you're gonna have a bar here and you're gonna click on it and you're gonna get almost the same screen as that I'm clicking right now in here. Once you click on the bar to set your goal for 2020, you're gonna get the same screen that you see in front of you and you're gonna go get started. You can set your goal or you can review your goals. And again, you're gonna set your goals here. So I did not set my goals on 2021. So that's gonna be setting your goals for 2020 as well. You can do this and you can see all the numbers here. And you can go back if you have entered your 2020 goals, you can go back and make changes. And it will explain to you what's everything. So you start with the profit. They want you really to focus on the profit, not on your GCI. Your GCI is accounted in here. It takes the profit plus cost of sales plus operating expenses. Your cost of sales is basically per transaction. So it could be a referral, it could be a transaction coordination, it could be staging, could be photos. This is only for the transaction itself. So you have 10 transactions and it's costing you 100,000 a year. You have to count everything. And it tell you, if you go here, toggle, it tell you also the split, even the, I believe the company too. So whatever the cap you have, 33,000, 36,000 is also included in this 100,000 because that's the cost of your transaction. And it could be after you cap, there is the fee is also applied here, the $70, your TC, anything is your on your demand deducted is basically here, if I want to say it in a different way. And then that one here, and again, it will show you, everything is very self-explanatory, and it will show you, like if you have salaries, if you have hired somebody to do marketing for you temporary, if you hired somebody to drop flyers at the doors, any lead generation, this is for the total carry-on business expense. So what I start is wishing, and I'm trying to be, this one was like 300, 400 last year in January when I started setting up my goals. We didn't know that we're going to be shutting down for 2 months. And when we shut 2 months, it affected also a lot of buyers that they put a break on buying or selling. However, in June, July, we started to be more active. Then I started to see what is logical here for me, because I look up at this number every morning, and if it's not attainable, I mean, don't do, aim high, yes, but be logical as well. I wouldn't go and say I'm going to make $1 million when we know the market's completely changed, which I never did, the $1 million. Hopefully one day. So you start by putting your wishful thinking. So I'd say, okay, 180, 150,000, it would be good to have. My expenses, because I do have salaries, I do hire people to do some work for me. I do a lot of marketing. This year I'm doing much more farming. I did not do that farming before. However, my expenses on the car is less. My expenses on networking is less because we cannot see people in person. My meals expenses also that is involved with business is less. So you gonna evaluate based on how we're doing our business now and how we used to do it. So you compare it and you see how you can decide on that number. This is okay already for someone that's been in the business. For someone that's not been in the business, you also should put some numbers, just the base, how much you want to spend on ads, how much you want to spend on marketing, for car expenses, for printing expenses. This is going to come later on. but you can always change it and update it as you go. The cost of sales per transaction as well. If you're a beginner, you can be a little bit conservative on the cost of sales, but you can always tell more or less TC, the file review, your cap, and how much you're gonna pay for videos, and if you want to do some marketing and some farming, you can still come up with some numbers here, realistic numbers. These numbers are per year, not per month. They used to have it per month before, and they've changed the module. They used to also have the percentage, how much you're getting paid per commission. They make you decide on it in the beginning, and they took it over. So last year we had something different. Business makeup. I know in my position, I'm having more listings because a lot of my old buyers are listing and moving, and I have less buyers as my business module is divided between buyers and listing. If you are a newcomers, you most probably, and that's just the way it is in the business, you most likely have maybe 70% buyers and 30% listings. You might have listing with someone, co-listing with someone. Again, it's not going to be like per units. So it depends how your business is run. This is when you put the estimate here. One more thing is missing here is referral. So what I'm doing for referrals, let's say I send someone out to New York and they're buying and I'm getting 25%. Whether it's the buyer or listing, I could always include the number right now, and I could include it into the opportunity because we do not have a referral income recognized within those numbers. So we kind of put it somewhere, whatever it's a listing or a buyer, how much we got paid, and we can put an address to it or a name to it into the opportunities. Leases, if you are getting referral or doing leases as well, there is a place for it in here. And average, the balance between seller and buyer is in your business, and that's all basically the average going to be on it. In here, based on my number, it give me the 60% listing. It's more graphic, and it kind of estimated per listing. I should be having a commission of 7,000, which is, this is the net again. This is not looking at how much your check is coming. Your check has all those expenses applied to it. So it's going on the net, and then probably more expenses to the deal, which is photos and whatever I've applied expense in here is being considered into my average commission per unit. It could be more, it could be less, but it's an average again. And that's the GCI breakdown. So by putting all the numbers, it makes your GCI. If you think you're gonna make more money in here, then you can do 190 and it increased in here. If you change here, make it 1, it will deduct and it will go to 420, for example. I just wanted to show you that everything you enter here, it shows you the graphic that you're gonna see on your first page on your dashboard. And now we go next. And now this one, okay, my screen is, let me see why my screen. Okay, you can see the full screen now. Now we are defining the percentage. How many leads you turn them into contacts? Because you can get a lot of leads from Facebook, for example, and you do not get in touch with anyone. So if your leads are only coming from Facebook, then this percentage will be much less, unless you get the people are answering you, or maybe you put them regardless on a smart plan until they reply to your email. But leads also, it could be a referral. Somebody give you a lead, that person wants to sell, wants to buy. So leads is not on the ad, it's any leads comes from anywhere. For example, I had leads from open houses. Those are accounted to here. So leads from open house, I try to get everything that I could, email, phone number, full name, and I enter it, and that's the 80%. So my leads are 80% completely contact. Whether it's active or not, that's a different story. So if it's active, it's going to become for sure an opportunity. And then it tells you here also and explain everything. What's make up your profit? 90% is going to be closed unit. Really, if you close, this is what you're going to make the money. But you have to convert your leads at an 80% rates in order to attain that profit. It's kind of give you the pace. And this is the module of course, that we see on every training from KW, from Bold, from Ignite. They always use that little chart, those percentages. So the more you enter your contacts and be following up with them through Smart Plan, the more you have success in appointments and appointment cap and agreement eventually to close the deal. So those are the leads that includes every single thing. Even when we get leads from Facebook that somebody is asking question, I would put it as a lead here because that helped me to follow up with them. It kind of is contained into one place on my database, and it would put a reminder that check their Facebook and comment on something for them. This year I've been having a lot of success. People have been running after them for 3 years, and all of a sudden they start to call me. Yeah, we're looking for a house right now. And those are just Facebook people that I met networking 3 years ago. I never entered them as a contact, but now that I have a contact with them, it is a lead originally, but I entered them as a contact, and now I'm gonna start following up. And fair enough, within 3 weeks, we started to show them houses, and we might be writing an offer. So it's very important to enter your contacts that you are already connected with them by phone, by email. There's something happen other than just maybe they buy, maybe they don't. Contacts to appointment set, that also include when you make a call, it is an appointment set. If you make a text, I would say that's an appointment set as well. It's some kind of more in contact with that lead from the database. Appointment set to appointment cap, that meaning you maybe met them, and again, you schedule a meeting, you schedule a virtual, maybe consultation. It's a lead of a buyer, and you set them on a consultation. And then I would also put in it, if I send them, if it's a buyer and I send them to a lender, I would put them into an appointment as well, because that's one of my activities that's just not a name that I have and I kept in my database that's really active, and I'm working with them. And those activities also, they're defined in the opportunity. So whenever I have a buyer serious and they want to pre-approve, I go ahead and put it in my contact. And while I'm entering the contact, I add them to my pipeline and I create opportunity, and then I follow up from the opportunity until I close or I don't close. I have people from last year, okay, it's not gonna go anywhere, or maybe it's gonna go later, but it reminds me to look at them and contact them as well. I'm not the best on the follow-up right now because I get so busy and so distracted, but having those people that I know I've had contact with them and looking at my opportunity, it reminds me really that those people somehow are interested. There is some steps went into it. It's just not a lead anymore. And I'm trying to kind of follow that that discipline where I can put it into my opportunity right away. And that makes me contact them more often, a text, whatever, even if they're not on my smart plan. I just do it by small text, by something personal. Appointment kept to agreement. Now those are people who are going to be signing a listing, or they started to see homes. To me, I translate everything here to what it is in the opportunity. So I have 75%. They're looking for houses. So it's an agreement. They're working with me, even though they did not sign an agreement. And if it's a listing, of course, it's an agreement. So for the buyer, if we're looking and they're pre-approved, I put them in here. Under contract is only when they are they're in escrow, basically, and we're waiting to close, or they're pending, or we got an offer, accepted an offer on a listing. Then it goes into 98%. And those estimates, I put them in because I'm putting a lead to contact only when it is really 50% something's going to happen with them. Again, you can choose how you do your business. What I like here, what they've done, they give you a lot of information, a lot of explanation. You can hover on some numbers and it will give you an explanation too, not in this one, but the one before, the screen before. So I can save and continue. And then here we go. I have everything in one page. Bear in mind, I reviewed my goals. I did not set my goal. This is because I had 2020 goals already. I reviewed them and I went and changed them. I don't know if Stacy remember, I think I put 800,000 here. Yeah, right. So sometimes you put too much, it will demotivate you because you know you're not going to attain it. So put something logical to keep you going. That's how I think of things. And then what's next? Now it can get you into the smart plans too, and it will get you to the report, and it follows everything. Okay, so let me just click on that. What should I expect to get out of this guide? This is, again, it's a guide, is completing your market profile, telling you what you need to do in order to attain your goals. So it's showing you what applets you need to go through. You activate your smart plans, you keep going with the leads, and then you review and confirm later. So it just brought me in here on the first page. I'm going to close it. And I'm going to go back to my dashboard. And I did do a small change. So the dashboard now is showing you all percentages in here. These are the actual one, the year to date. Remember, I said like 98% I should be, of my leads should be in contacts and should be active. Well, if I receive a lead from Facebook and I didn't do anything to it, it shows it as is not really active. So it's not included into my 43%. And then, so out of 144, I have 43% in contact. I'm in contact with them. Appointment, no, I don't do appointments. I do it right away into my, in my opportunity when I'm really under contract. Under contract, 17%. This does not show what is closed. So it's a mix of what you closed and what's under the contract that it will show up as your potential GCI goal. Now, look at this number here is projection for the under contract and the closed. Again, I don't have the first 3 months before the SIP numbers are here. So if I compare my numbers to my KW reports, it is off. It's not the real one until I enter into the opportunity some of the closing that happened this year in the beginning. And for you, it could be, when did you start opportunities to be closed into command? Anything before that, you have to enter it in order to see this number more realistic, more the real number. So this is for this year, and then it shows you this month's monthly GCI goal is 35,000. That includes your expenses as well. and include your profit, include the same percentage that we've had, the 420 divided basically by 12 months. And then tell you closed units, current months is 5, that's your goal. That's not the reality of it, basically. They go down in here. That also shows you your database health, and that feeds into the leads. So whatever the percentage of here, if you did not touch, if you have just an address and just neighborhood and nothing is happening, it's not accounted here as a lead that is actively considered for your goals. So this has also some equation and some calculation as well. Now I am gonna go do the 2021 in front of you, so you can see what I'm gonna do it, how I'm gonna do it. So you can go back and edit, which is amazing because before we were not able to go and edit. I was kind of stuck and I wanted to edit my goals. So setting goals. And then I'm going to the next year. Okay, yeah, right, now. Realistically, if I'm making, again, you might mistaken this with your GCI. It is not your GCI. Looking here, they explain to you everything. They really came more detailed on every screen right now. So you don't need even to go watch a video or something. You can just go into it and explore, and it can tell you what it is. So when I started to do this, I thought it was a 1 million. Oh yeah, sure. Let me put 1 million and look at the numbers, but it's wrong. It's really the profit. So if I put a profit of 180,000, and honestly, this year I'm focusing on the profit, not the GCI. Not how much I make, is how much I make in my pocket, not the gross. And this is the best way to carry on with your business. And there's no better time to do this, you know, which is this year where everything is affected and everything is changed. Our expenses have changed. We cannot print flyer. Okay, I put it into my leads. I take the marketing into different pockets and I can make a business out of it. So let's say if I attain really 180,000 this year, then maybe I want 250 next year. But look at my expenses. I was just playing around. So these are expenses that I'm gonna incur on my business, not on the transaction. So I am gonna say I will do 180,000. And my cost of sales, if you wanna start offering, for example, staging, well, that will increase your cost per transaction. If you are considering to hire someone for your TC, you used to do your transaction by yourself, and you hire a TC, well, that cost is going to be here too per transaction. So if I say 130 is cost of my transactions, and that's cost of carrying on the business. They're both expenses, but they're defined differently. And now you can see the 250 profit, 130 cost per transaction, and operating expenses 180, and made up the GCI of 560. I'd be happy if I reach that. I'm happier to focus on this year, really, because this number does not make any sense. This number, it goes high if you keep giving credits and discount. Into this also is included any gifts for clients. Any gift for somebody refer you a client, it should be here, because that person could feed you 2-3 transactions. So it should be carrying on the business. You would make a compensation for somebody remembering your name and sending you their friends. So an example how I'm defining my own, and again, you do whatever you want. Business makeup, okay, I think it's gonna be a lot of buyers compared to a lot of listings. A lot of people are going to be listing their homes, but still, all those people, they're late for their payment. They might go foreclosure, so it's not going to be probably my listing unless I become a foreclosure listing agent. So I would put it 50-50 until we see anything going different, and then I would just play with this number more. Notice I also carry down the same commission in here because my numbers are not that far from last year because of my expenses are still the same almost. So if we have uh, a higher cap is going to go here, a higher office desk fees is going to go here. But they're both expenses to carry on with your business and affect, and it's all deducted from your GCI. And then here, again, you're going to go through it. I think this is by default, and I'm going to be much more aggressive this year. And maybe I'll put 85% because I'm really following up much more with all those small leads, and I'm not going to put them completely in my contact unless I know there is potential. It could be a potential 3 months, 6 months, a year. It's a contact, and I'm in contact with them. So I'm going to make sure I'm in contact with all my leads. So 85% for me, it's okay. Contacts to appointment set, I'm going to try to push into 50 at this point. Appointment set to appointment kept, I would say 80. So I'm really setting up my goals for this year with you, but I can go back and change them. If I see, depending on what I see in the market, that's what I like to keep because I wanna see on my dashboard what really reflects reality. I don't wanna just lie to myself and say, oh yeah, you can go do this, do that. Appointment cap, basically, I wanna do this 89% an agreement. Under contract or pending, that should be really, if I'm already have an agreement and they're working, I'm going to be at 90% unless somebody backs up or something fell through or a listing decided to cancel. And that's going to be my 10%. And this also the same thing. To me, I count both of them the same. So here. Once I save and continue, all the numbers are going to be reflected into the charts that I have in here. And here's my new, for the new year, my new goals. And I'm putting this year, this 2021 is 50 and 50, really, because we have a lot of buyers are coming back on the market, but we're going to have a lot of listing. People are going to have some equity, not necessarily going into foreclosure, but maybe they want to minimize the multiple properties that they own. And this is a good thing to let everybody know. Maybe it's a good time to minimize your expenses by minimizing what you own. And that gives a chance for you to get a listing, and it will give a chance for you to close one of your buyers maybe on your listing. What's next? And it's going to take us to the same. It's telling you to view your goals. It's telling you to put in smart plan. But I want to also show you something here. Opportunities. I really think you have to enter opportunities. And I don't know if everybody, we've done classes for opportunities. We've done it through Ignite. Shirini had done one. And I think everybody should be good to go with opportunity. And especially right now, we are all forced to close through the comment. I might just do a small loom, show you how to enter minimal, and then maybe connect to Mark or whoever can submit your closing. And that would really help to get your number right. The probable income, potential income, all that should be changed. So if I look at this number, I'm off, I'm 3,014. I have 114 income that is not registered here properly. even I have like an opportunity, and maybe I'm the only one into this, and maybe somebody tried to enter opportunities before transferring from Silicon City to Silicon Valley. That's to Santa Clara Valley. That's the one in here, and that's off. That was my listing that I closed just before the SIP. But when I had that one, it came under Silicon City. You cannot change the market center in here. So if your numbers are off and maybe you started entering opportunity when we had Zach teaching or Kelly teaching and you started on the opportunities and you end up transferring to the Santa Clara, you cannot change that. And I'm experiencing now, I cannot even create for the same client another opportunity until I retire this one and I say it's lost. So because I've entered all the information, we try to close it, it would not close under my current. So it would not, it's not reflecting anywhere on comment. It's not reflecting any of the market centers. So it has to be redone with the correct market center. So that's just a little information. It's a short class and I'm open to any questions. I don't have the access to the chat box, and maybe Olivia, let me know if there is any questions, or you can unmute yourself. I'm going to keep the screen open, so if you need to see something, how to do it. I'm sharing my screen still.
Maha, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
so in the GCI breakdown, there's some two terms, that is the cost of sales and operational expenses. I think you've already mentioned some, so can you give us more examples, like what will be some cost of sales and what are those operational expenses like?
Okay, your operational is your car, your phone, your desk fees, no matter what you close. So think about it like, no matter you're closing or you're not closing, you are a real estate agent, you have to pay your board, you have to pay your key, you have to pay your business, you have to pay your signs. That has nothing in relation to a transaction or a sale or a buyer. Now, a sale or a buyer, you're still gonna have to show them, but what we say, if you wanna put some mileage toward a transaction, it's okay, but this is minimal compared to, let's say you got this buyer as a referral, or you're working at 50-50. Well, that 50-50 is kind of an expense in here. Your cap is an expense. If you don't close, you don't pay cap, you know, your the split. What else goes in here? And we had the chart that show you. Let me see. It could be also, if you have a listing, it's going to be your photo shoot. It's going to be your floor plan, your website for the house that you're selling. But I'm sorry, it's this one here. The cost of sale is cost of transaction. You have a deal. How much is this deal costing you? From A to Z, if you hire a transaction coordinator, whatever deducted on your demand, this is gonna go in here. And operating expenses, whether you close, you have a client, you don't have a client, we all have like 3 months, we're working, but there's nothing going into contract. So all your expenses for those months are here. Is that more clear?
Okay, yeah. How
Yeah.
about the tax and the cap? The taxes that you'll have to
No, this is come out of your pocket here. So you make a profit 207, and then they apply. So this is what your net gonna be after all those expenses. But depending on your bracket, depending if you have dependents to claim on your tax, that's a different thing. They just show you what's your net. You're gonna pay taxes on it, right? But then you can apply other things. There's a lot of write-offs you can apply to that too. You know, if you bought a house, you can apply the closing cost on the house on to this one. That's personal, like personal income. Now this is your profit, this is the income that you're going to be paying taxes on.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any other questions. right?
I'm not seeing any in the chat.
Yeah. I mean, you can ask me anything, I guess. You have me. You have me for another 15 minutes. Oh, maybe I can go through this. For those of you who did not attend the Santa Clara office meeting, we have launched kind of a way to send support ticket escalation and how to train yourself. I picked a few websites. I don't know if you want to take it up. Let me stop sharing in here. Yeah, this is important for everybody to know. Olivia, can you share that sheet? We call it sheet. Okay. So I made up this based on my research and what I see always up to date for comment, and it would help everyone. As you see in command, we have a lot of help right now, and they're pushing us to be self-trained. And of course, we're going to be carrying on more trainings for 2021. We're in the middle of deciding it. So here are video tutorials, kwconnect.com. And you can go also KW University and you can get it from your My KW access. And these are tech-enabled agent and pivot shift ahead. It will have many videos depending on what you want to learn. And it has some also business input, something like would help you in the business, not only in command, beside the screen by screen, what you want to do if you want to put an ad in, and they can give you always some insight, some advice on how to set up your ad, for example. For Facebook, everybody's on Facebook right now, and I try every night to look at the KW command if any posts, any notification came. They're all groups and they ask each other questions, and I think over 3,000 KW associates from different market center east, and some of them are international. They're really sharing what they're doing. Somebody asks a question and you can see maybe 60, 70 answers. Just take your time and you're gonna learn something from it. Pivot shift ahead, also the same one, and command your conversion. I see much more coming into KW command and command your conversion. The pivot shift ahead, it was created before, and I think people are leaning more activities, more engagement on the KW command and to command your conversion. And now we had some tycoons. They're really answering a lot of questions in those Facebook groups, and they started their YouTube channels. So what I did, because if you don't have time to go into the Facebook and look at everything besides checking on your clients or friends to keep engaging, I would really suggest you subscribe to those ones. This one is the newest one. That's Marty Miller. I talked about it many times. When we started, it was 3.0. Disregard any version. Just go right away to 4.0 because it has the latest screens that you're going to see in your current comment screens. So I would just go to that one. Nick Baldwin, he's huge, and I don't know if anybody attended the mega camp, and he has been inviting a lot of people from different companies sometime and different KW and talking to them how they're doing business. So that gave you business ideas. Like there's no more virtual open houses, but how do they do something else? How do they do the Popeye with the shelter in? Very, very precious ideas in here. I'm learning and I'm applying. I can take whatever I want and apply to my business. Tristan is business trends, interviews also with successful command users, and how you're going to see, by the way, a lot of realtors that they had no clue how to use command, they're like tripled their business this year with the shelter in. And this is what those two guys bring you. So they were not in the business that hard. They were 2 years in the business, didn't know how to make it happen. There was some guy was talking about he only got his leads from the gym and he kind of got lost. Then he started to do a connection on Facebook fitness groups, and the business is much better than before because they know him. He's connecting on a personal level. And he was mentioning something that he cannot talk to everyone when he goes to the gym, but on Facebook, he can befriend them and he can talk to everyone whenever he wants. So that was a great idea. It's true. When you go networking, you cannot talk to everyone, but you go to a specific group on Facebook, you can engage, and they like you, they don't like you, but just be personal. Don't be all about the business. I've always said it, be yourself. It's always business, but they don't need to know. You need to have your purpose behind the scene. Life support on the command right now. And I just noticed they have something different. And I'm gonna go back, probably share after finish this sheet. And I'll show you how to get any video. We don't even have to go to KW, my KW anymore. That's something new they just launched. Answers.kw. This is when you have the questions. If you want to also submit support tickets, you go and filter, you go search for whatever you want. If it's an ad, if it's an opportunity, if it's a design, you can just write it, and then you will find whatever you need. And if you don't find it and there is an issue, you can just, from the same screen, submit a support ticket. Status KW will show you if there's any issues going on. And sometimes they show it on the dashboard page as well of comment. And ideas, very, very important on the ideas. If you think something is needed, like we all screaming, we need to search by city, multiple cities, not by neighborhood, because not everyone is familiar with, I don't want to put 20 neighborhood when I want only Sunnyvale or Santa Clara. I want to just put Santa Clara and that's it, and send the search to my client. And of course, before you come and contact me, if something is not working and you check all those, submit a support ticket. They're very, very good right now. There's so little bugs that they're working on them because of their updates that keep coming. So please come to me after 3-4 days. Let me know what's going on. Shoot me an email or text is the best thing. And I'll get back to you once I check what's behind the scene. And now I can share the screen quickly. I can show you. Okay, if I go to home here, this is so neat what they just done. You see that question mark? So before you even go and ask and say there's a problem, how to do this, you have a guided tour. It will take you small windows. It just give you a guided tour if you've never opened comment. And this is the best one here. Create a social ad, split a PDF, anything you want. So goal setting, for example. I have one here. Look what's gonna happen. It's gonna trigger a video right away, and it's gonna give you the steps on the bottom, what to do. And the video will walk you through it. So I'm just gonna go quickly.
Now, if this is your first, and it'll take you to the same place.
So those are people are trained.
Once you've reached
and
your
they know
goal
every
setting
in and
guide,
out.
click get started.
They know every in and out, and you have it as just a click, really. So I really love that. And you can still chat with support, but I don't know if you still have a line, if you can chat with them, because they have a specific time zoning, and they don't want to do the 24/7. They want to do it by getting a ticket. And when you have a ticket, you do have to use Loom, and you have to tape the video, basically record a small video while you're talking on the screen and showing them where the problem. they really want that. Otherwise, they don't know what's the problem that you're seeing. Everyone could have different problem for the same module. And here is the post for an idea. And you can see add a new idea, or you can search by city. With that, here, search by city and save search. That's what I want, right? I'm voting for this. You vote for it. And the more votes, then they can look at it and they can put it into the plan to implement it. So this is very important. Or you can add a new idea and tell them what's need to be done. And you can see this came in October 26th, but there's so many people already put it at county and city search. So I think that's what I wanted to show you, because stop the sharing, because I just discovered this actually a couple of days ago. Very neat. So any questions? Everybody's muted. You see, I don't see anything in the chat box, right? Here we go. I'll open the chat box here.
Maha, I got another question. So I'm just wondering if is there any places on command that we can help the buyer to sign the PED form? Do you know where?
No, there's nothing. What I do, and it's much easier for me, I created a template in my DocuSign, and I put my name, my signature, and the date. I set it as a template, and every time I have someone, because I get some new buyers, and I just cut and paste the property on the top and put their names, but the template is there with my information at least. And then I just also make a copy to the listing agent. This way I don't have to worry about taking the PED from my client and then go send it on an email on the fly. I do this on the fly.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
A template into, just set it up with your full name, the broker, and your date, and then your checks where you need to initial and everything, and just save it as a template. You open a new document. It's pretty easy. And then every time it asks you a new document, you pull a template and you put the name and you send it out. Just make sure you put the listing agent on it, then it comes automatically. Another thing too, I started to do, I print a few of them with me in the car in case somebody wants to see another house on the fly and I don't, not in front of the computer or anything. I will sign it. I will make them sign it at the door before we go in, and I'll text it to the listing agent. Then they have it. Then I did my job. That's another way to do it. Because a lot of time you're on myself, I'm on an appointment, and then I can say, oh, okay, can we see this one? Well, I have to send the PED, and I can go with the calendar and book the appointment or call, but I need to send the PED. I'm like, okay, I tell the listing agent, hey, I'm going to send you the PED before I step into the house. So you have everything because I'm on the road today. So that's another thing too. Just like a board, and I have the sheets there. And I only print the first two sheets, not the rest of them, because the other two is the same. You don't put anything on them. And then just a scan from your phone, bam, she has it. And I'm done. And I have the paper with me too that I followed the guideline with my buyer.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Maha.
You're welcome. All right. We're almost done. And please, would love to have your feedback. What do you need to see as more classes coming in 2021? We're going to be trying to do 1 or 2 classes per month, and we're going to be inviting also other people from different market centers to give us how they do business, because that's really valuable for everyone. We learn from someone else. It's not what we do every day. It's not only me that you need to listen to me. Yes, we know our area, we know we're active, but it also makes sense if somebody is doing ads different ways and what are they triggering. It's good to have them to talk on a class, and maybe it's a panel, maybe it's 2-3 people. So we're preparing very good stuff for 2021. We're supporting you, but just you have to dive in. You have to really start diving in. It's going to release your hands to do other things. It's going to make you think much more how to create your business, basically. And then Olivia is going to send probably to everyone attended and register that sheet. And then maybe every 2 weeks we can just put it back on the internet or Facebook as well. Okay. Yes, dive in, Brian. I see some. All right.
Maha, this is Myrna. I just have a quick question.
Yes.
Can you share what you're doing for the holidays? Like any through command that you're.
Yes.
Or could we have a quick class on that? I haven't seen much about the holidays, but I'm wondering if there's anything we can do about that.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna share on Facebook. It was a video from someone else, and it's a smart plan. Actually, we have it. Okay, let me show it to you. In the smart plan, we do have one for the holidays.
Okay.
But the one that it is in this comment starts in October, so you have to really manipulate it to start in November. And I'm planning to use it because it's gonna send a text and an email to all my contacts, basically. Happy holiday. And then it's set to be triggered also in Christmas. Then I believe it's set to be triggered in like Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year, I think.
Okay.
I can show it to you fast. Let me stop sharing, and I'm gonna share the other screen. Let's see. Oh, I have to get out of it. It's the same. Okay, here we go. Smart plans. And it's in the library. So these are yours, right? But in the library, and you can search holidays. It's Nick Baldwin who did it. So those people that you follow on the groups, they are creating these things. Holiday, is it? You see, you get it. You see it? You see there is a text came up. December, holiday, February, but I think it's, oops. It's Nick. What happened to me here? Okay. Oh, because my Twilio is not connected, but I'm not trying to do anything with Twilio now. Okay, let me see. You see, you have a birthday, and I think he called it. You have tons of them here. The lead follow-up is coming from 66 Days Challenge. I think it's called Nick Baldwin. Let me try.
Okay.
Nick. I'll find it. You know what? I'll find it and I'll put it on the Facebook.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
We were just talking about it last week. It's not your regular one. It's something different. I'm having issues with my beautiful.
Okay. Thank you.
Always happens, huh? In the wrong time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Be positive. Go on. All right. Yeah, please give me your feedback, or Olivia, feedback on the registration, maybe email. We're trying to see what you guys need, not what we only think, and then we combine and we get a result, and everybody will be successful. Your success is our success. It's always like that. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Maha.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maha.
Thanks.
Thank you, Maha.
Thank you. Welcome anytime.